Page and section numbers. If you want a page number on each page and you don't want to include any other information such as the document title or the location of the file, you can quickly add a page number from the gallery. Or you can create a custom page number that includes the total number of pages. For example, page X of Y pages. Adding a page number from the gallery. Adding a page number from the gallery. On the Insert tab, in the Header and Footer group, click Page Number. Click the page number location that you want. In the gallery, scroll through the options and then click the page number format that you want. To return to the body of your document, click Close Header and Footer on the Design tab under Header and Footer Tools. Note: the page number gallery includes page X of Y pages formats, in which Y is the total number of pages in your document. Adding a custom page number. Adding a custom page number. Double-click in the header area or the footer area, which is near the top of the page or near the bottom of the page. This opens the Design tab under Header and Footer Tools. To place your page number in the center or on the right side of the page, do the following. To place your page number in the center, click Insert Alignment tab in the Position group of the Design tab. Click Center and then click OK. To place your page number on the right side of the page, click Insert Alignment tab in the Position group of the Design tab. Click Right and then click OK. On the Insert tab in the Text group, click Quick Paths and then click Field. In the Field Names list, click Page and then click OK. To change the numbering format, click Page Number in the Header and Footer group and then click Format Page Numbers. To return to the body of your document, click Close Header and Footer on the Design tab under Header and Footer Tools. Page Break. Page breaks. Word automatically inserts a page break when you reach the end of a page. If you want the page to break in a different place, you can insert a manual page break. Or you can set up rules for Word to follow so that the automatic page breaks are placed where you want them. This is especially helpful if you are working in a long document. Insert a manual page break. Click where you want to start a new page. On the Insert tab in the Pages group, click Page Break. Section Break. Insert a section in Word 2010. Insert a section in Word 2010. Place the cursor in the location where you want to split the document, where you want the new section to begin. Click on the Page Layout tab in the Office ribbon. Click on the Breaks button in the Page Setup section. Click on one of the section breaks listed. Next page inserts a section break to start a new section on the next page. Continuous inserts a section break and starts the new section on the same page. Even page inserts a section break and starts a new section on the next even numbered page. Odd page inserts a section break and starts a new section on the next odd numbered page. Then click on the Show Hide Paragraph Marks buttons. Next page section break. The next page section break starts a new page and starts the new section on the new page. This section break is useful when you want to start new chapters in your document. Continuous section break. A continuous section break doesn't start a new page, so you can actually have several breaks on the same page. You would use a continuous break if you wanted different kinds of formatting on the same page. For example, one section of the page displaying in 2 columns and the rest in one. Even or odd page section break. Inserting an even or odd page section break inserts the section break and then starts the new section on the next odd or even numbered page. Those people wanting their new chapters to always start on an odd or even page should use this option. In addition to inserting section breaks where you need them as you are typing your document, you can also select text and insert section breaks around that text. The method is the same, and you use the same options on the section break menu. Deleting a section break. Deleting a section break. To see section breaks, it's a good idea to switch to Draft View by clicking View, Document Views, Draft. This view shows section breaks as double dotted lines and displays the type of section break present. Click on the double dotted line. Press Delete. When you delete a section break, the text preceding the break adopts the formatting of the section that followed the break. Note that you can't see section breaks in the default print layout view. References tab. The References tab on Microsoft Word 2010's new ribbon offers a quick way to enter your document sources, citations, and choose a style like APA, MLA, etc. On the References tab, you will find things like Table of Contents, Footnotes, Citations and Bibliography, Table of Figures, Captions, Indexes, and Table of Authorities. Let us take a look at what the References tab has to offer. Here is a screenshot of what it looks like. In Table of Contents group, the available options are Table of Contents. Add a table or content to the document. Add text. Add the current paragraph as an entry in the table of contents. Update table. Update the table of content so that all the entries refer to the correct page number. In Footnotes group, the available options are Insert footnote. Add a footnote to the document. Next footnote. Navigate to the next footnote in the document. Show notes. Used to show the notes. In Citation and Bibliography group, the available options are Insert citation. Create a book, general article, or other periodical as the source for the piece of information in the document. As the source for the piece of information in the document. Manage sources. View the list of all the sources as cited in the document. Style. Choose the style of citation to use in the document. Bibliography. Add a bibliography which lists all sources cited in the document. A8101. In Captions group, the available options are Insert caption. Add a caption to a picture or image. Insert table of figures. Insert a table of figures into the document. Cross-reference. In Index group, the available options are Mark entry. Include the selected text in the index of the document. Insert index. Insert an index into the document. In the Table of Authorities group, the available options are Mark citation. Add the selected text as an entry in the table of authorities. Insert table of authorities. Insert a table of authorities in the document. Table of contents. Creating or updating a table of contents. You create a table of contents by applying heading styles. For example, heading 1, heading 2 and heading 3 to the text that you want to include in the table of contents. Microsoft Word searches for those headings and then inserts the table of contents into your document. When you create a table of contents this way, you can automatically update it if you make changes in your document. Microsoft Word 2010 provides a gallery of automatic table of contents styles. Mark the table of contents entries and then click the table of contents style that you want from the gallery of options. You can also create a custom table of contents with the options you choose and any custom styles that you have applied by using the table of contents dialog box. Or you can manually type a table of contents. Typing a table of content manually. Typing a table of content manually. You can type table of contents entries and use tabs to get the dotted lines or dot leaders between each entry and its page number. For a faster way to create a table of contents, see Create a table of contents automatically. Type the first entry. Press Tab and then type the page number for the first entry. Select the tab stop character. Note, if you can't see the tab stop character, click the Home tab and then click Show or Hide in the paragraph group. On the Page Layout tab, click the Paragraph dialog box launcher. Click Tabs. Under Tab Stop position, type where you want the page number to be. Note, to view the ruler so that you can type the right margin location, click the View Ruler button at the top of the vertical scroll bar. Under Alignment, click Right. Under Leader, click the option that you want and then click OK. Press Enter and then type your next entry. Press Tab and then type the page number for your second entry. Repeat until your table of contents is complete. Creating a table of contents automatically. The easiest way to create a table of contents is to use the built-in heading styles. You can also create a table of contents that is based on the custom styles that you have applied. Or you can assign the table of contents levels to individual text entries. Mark entries by using built-in heading styles. Select the text that you want to appear in the table of contents. On the Home tab, in the Styles group, click the style that you want. For example, if you selected text that you want to style as a main heading, click the style called Heading 1 in the Quick Style gallery. Note, if you don't see the style that you want, click the arrow to expand the Quick Style gallery. If the style that you want does not appear in the Quick Style gallery, press Ctrl, Shift and S to open the Apply Styles task pane. Under Style Name, click the style that you want. Creating a table of contents from the gallery. Creating a table of contents from the gallery. After you mark the entries for your table of contents, you are ready to build it. Click where you want to insert the table of contents, usually at the beginning of a document. On the References tab, in the Table of Contents group, click Table of Contents and then click the Table of Contents style that you want. Note, If you want to specify more options, for example, how many heading levels to show, click Insert Table of Contents to open the Table of Contents dialog box. To find out more about the different options. Creating a custom table of contents. Creating a custom table of contents. On the References tab in the Table of Contents group, click Table of Contents and then click Insert Table of Contents. In the Table of Contents dialog box, do any of the following. To change how many heading levels are displayed in the Table of Contents, enter the number that you want in the box next to Show Levels under General. To change the overall look of your Table of Contents, click a different format in the Formats list. You can see what your choice looks like in the Print Preview and Web Preview areas. To change the type of line that appears between the entry text and the page number, click an option in the Tab Leader list. To change the way heading levels are displayed in the Table of Contents, click Modify. In the Style dialog box, click the level that you want to change and then click Modify. In the Modify Style dialog box, you can change the font, the size, and the amount of indentation. To use custom styles in the Table of Contents, click Options and then do the following. Under Available Styles, find the style that you applied to the heading in your document. Under TOC Level, next to the style name, type a number from 1 to 9 to indicate the level that you want the heading style to represent. Note: if you want to use only custom styles, delete the TOC level numbers for the built-in styles such as heading 1. Repeat step 1 and step 2 for each heading style that you want to include in the Table of Contents. Click OK. Choose a Table of Contents to fit the document type. Printed document. If you are creating a document that readers will read on a printed page, create a Table of Contents in which each entry lists both the heading and the page number where the heading appears. Readers can turn to the page that they want. Online document. For a document that readers will read online in Word, you can format the entries in the Table of Contents as hyperlinks so that readers can go to a heading by clicking its entry in the Table of Contents. Updating the Table of Contents. 8109. Updating the Table of Contents. If you added or removed headings or other Table of Contents entries in your document, you can quickly update the Table of Contents. On the References tab in the Table of Contents group, click Update Table. Click Update Page Numbers Only or Update Entire Table. Deleting a Table of Contents. Deleting a Table of Contents. On the References tab in the Table of Contents group, click Table of Contents. Click Remove Table of Contents. Footnotes and Endnotes. Inserting or creating footnotes and endnotes. Footnotes and endnotes are used in printed documents to explain, comment on, or provide references for text in a document. You might use footnotes for detailed comments and endnotes for citation of sources. Note: if you want to create a bibliography, you can find commands for creating and managing sources and citations on the References tab in the Citations and Bibliography group. About footnotes and endnotes. A footnote or an endnote consists of two link parts. the note reference mark and the corresponding note text. Footnote and endnote reference marks. Separator line. Footnote text. Endnote text. Inserting a footnote or an endnote. Microsoft Word automatically numbers footnotes and endnotes for you. You can use a single numbering scheme throughout a document, or you can use different numbering schemes within each section in a document. Commands for inserting and editing footnotes and endnotes can be found on the References tab in the Footnotes group. Insert footnote. Insert endnote. Footnote and endnote dialog box launcher. Footnote and endnote dialog box launcher. When you add, delete, or move notes that are automatically numbered, Word renumbered the footnote and endnote reference marks. Note: if the footnotes in your document are numbered incorrectly, your document may contain tracked changes. Accept the tracked changes so that Word will correctly number the footnotes and endnotes. In Print Layout view, click where you want to insert the note reference mark. On the References tab in the Footnotes group, click Insert Footnote or Insert Endnote. Word inserts the note reference mark and places the insertion point in the text area of the new footnote or endnote. Keyboard shortcut. To insert a footnote, press Ctrl, Alt and F. To insert an endnote, press Ctrl, Alt and D. By default, Word places footnotes at the end of each page and endnotes at the end of the document. Type the note text. Double-click the footnote or endnote reference mark to return to the reference mark in the document. To change the location or format of footnotes or endnotes, click the Footnote and Endnote dialog box launcher and do one of the following. To convert footnotes to endnotes or endnotes to footnotes under Location, choose either Footnotes or Endnotes and then click Convert. In the Convert Notes dialog box, click OK. To change the numbering format, click the desired formatting in the Number Format box and click Apply. To use a custom mark instead of a traditional number format, click Symbol next to Custom Mark and then choose a mark from the available symbols. This will not change the existing note reference marks. It will only add new ones. Changing the number format of footnotes or endnotes. Changing the number format of footnotes or endnotes. Place the insertion point in the section in which you want to change the footnote or endnote format. If the document is not divided into sections, place the insertion point anywhere in the document. On the References tab, click the Footnote and Endnote dialog box launcher. Click Footnotes or Endnotes. In the Number Format box, click the option that you want. Click Apply. Changing the starting value for footnotes or endnotes. Changing the starting value for footnotes or endnotes. Word will automatically number footnotes beginning with 1 and endnotes beginning with I, or you can choose a different starting value. Note: if the footnotes in your document are numbered incorrectly, your document may contain track changes. Accept the track changes so that Word will correctly number the footnotes and endnotes. On the References tab, in the Footnotes group, click the Footnote and Endnote dialog box launcher. In the Start At box, choose the desired starting value. Click Apply. Creating a footnote or endnote continuation notice. Creating a footnote or endnote continuation notice. If a footnote or endnote is too long to fit on a page, you can create a continuation notice to let readers know that a footnote or endnote is continued on the next page. Make sure that you are in Draft View by going to the View tab and clicking Draft. On the References tab in the Footnotes group, click Show Notes. If your document contains both footnotes and endnotes, a message appears. Click View Footnote area or View Endnote area and then click OK. In the Note pane list, click Footnote Continuation Notice or Endnote Continuation Notice. In the Note pane, type the text that you want to use for the continuation notice. Changing or removing a footnote or endnote separator. Changing or removing a footnote or endnote separator. Word separates document text from footnotes and endnotes with a short horizontal line called a note separator. If a note overflows onto the next page, Word prints a longer line called a note continuation separator. You can customize separators by adding text or graphics. Make sure that you are in Draft View by going to the View tab and clicking Draft. On the References tab in the Footnotes group, click Show Notes. In the Notepan list, click and choose the type of separator you want to change or remove. To change the separator that appears between the document text and notes, click Footnote Separator or Endnote Separator. To change the separator for notes that continue from the previous page, click Footnote Continuation Separator or Endnote Continuation Separator. Select the separator and make changes. To remove the separator, press Delete. To edit the separator, insert a clip art divider line or type text. To restore the default separator, click Reset. Deleting a footnote or an endnote. Deleting a footnote or an endnote. When you want to delete a note, you work with the note reference mark in the document window, not the text in the note. Note reference mark. If you delete an automatically numbered note reference mark, Word renumbers the notes in the new order. Delete a note. In the document, select the note reference mark of the footnote or endnote that you want to delete and then press Delete. Creating a bibliography. A bibliography is a list of sources, usually placed at the end of a document, that you consulted or cited in creating the document. In Microsoft Word 2010, you can automatically generate a bibliography based on the source information that you provide for the document. Each time that you create a new source, the source information is saved on your computer so that you can find and use any source you have created. You can choose the bibliography style that you want, and you can add new bibliography styles. Adding a new citation and source to a document. Adding a new citation and source to a document. When you add a new citation to a document, you also create a new source that will appear in the bibliography. On the References tab, in the Citations and Bibliography group, click the arrow next to Style. Click the style that you want to use for the citation and source. For example, social sciences documents usually use the MLA or APA styles for citations and sources. Click at the end of the sentence or phrase that you want to cite. On the References tab in the Citations and Bibliography group, click Insert Citation. Do one of the following. To add the source information, click Add New Source. To add a placeholder so that you can create a citation and fill in the source information later, click Add New Placeholder. A question mark appears next to placeholder sources in Source Manager. Begin to fill in the source information by clicking the arrow next to Type of Source. For example, your source might be a book, a report, or a website. Fill in the bibliography information for the source. To add more information about a source, click the Show All Bibliography Fields checkbox. Finding a source. Finding a source. The list of sources that you consult or cite can become quite long. At times, you might search for a source that you cited in another document by using the Manage Sources command. On the References tab in the Citations and Bibliography group, click Manage Sources. If you open a new document that does not yet contain citations, all of the sources that you used in previous documents appear under Master List. If you open a document that includes citations, the sources for those citations appear under Current List. All the sources that you have cited, either in previous documents or in the current documents, appear under Master List. To find a specific source, do one of the following. In the sorting box, sort by author, title, citation, citation tag name, or year, and then search the resulting list for the source that you want to find. In the search box, type the title or author for the source that you want to find. The list dynamically narrows to match your search term. Note: you can click the Browse button in Source Manager to select another master list from which you can import new sources into your document. For example, you might connect to a file on a shared server, on a research colleague's computer or server, or on a website that is hosted by a university or research institution. Editing a citation placeholder. Editing a citation placeholder. Occasionally, you may want to create a placeholder citation and then wait until later to fill in the complete bibliography source information. Any changes that you make to a source are automatically reflected in the bibliography if you have already created one. A question mark appears next to placeholder sources in Source Manager. On the References tab in the Citations and Bibliography group, click Manage Sources. Under Current List, click the placeholder that you want to edit. Note: placeholder sources are alphabetized in Source Manager, along with all other sources based on the placeholder tag name. By default, placeholder tag names contain the word placeholder and a number, but you can customize the placeholder tag name with whatever tag you want. Click Edit. Begin to fill in the source information by clicking the arrow next to Type of Source. For example, your source might be a book, a report, or a website. Fill in the bibliography information for the source. Use the Edit button to fill in fields instead of having to type names in the appropriate format. To add more information about source, click the Show All Bibliography Fields checkbox. Creating a bibliography. Creating a bibliography. You can create a bibliography at any point after you insert one or more sources in a document. If you don't have all of the information that you need about a source to create a complete citation, you can use a placeholder citation and then complete the source information later. Note: placeholder citations do not appear in the bibliography. Click where you want to insert a bibliography, usually at the end of the document. On the References tab, in the Citations and Bibliography group, click Bibliography. Click a pre-designed bibliography format to insert the bibliography into the document. Captions in Word. A caption is a numbered label which you can add to a figure, a table, an equation, or another object. Label that you select. Number that Microsoft Word inserts for you. You can vary the caption label and number format for different types of items. For example, Table 2 and Equation 1a. You can also add descriptive text to the label. If you later add, delete, or move captions, you can easily update the caption numbers all at once. Adding captions. Adding captions. You can add captions to figures, equations, or other objects. You can also use those captions to create a table of the captioned items, for example, a table of figures or a table of equations. If the objects in your document are formatted as floating objects, follow the instructions for adding captions to floating objects. Add a caption. Select the object, that is, table, equation, figure, or another object that you want to add a caption to. On the References tab, in the Captions group, click Insert Caption. In the label list, select the label that best describes the object, such as a picture or equation. If the list doesn't provide the correct label, click New Label. Type the new label in the label box and then click OK. Type any text, including punctuation, which you want to appear after the label. Select any other options you want. Adding a caption to a floating object. Adding a caption to a floating object. If you want to be able to wrap text around the object and caption, or you want to be able to move the object and the caption together, you need to insert both the object and the caption into a text box. On the Insert tab, in the Text group, click Text Box and then click Draw Text Box. In your document, drag to draw the text box over the object. On the Drawing Tools Format tab, in the Shape Styles group, click Shape Fill and then click No Fill. In the Arrange group, click Wrap Text and then click the text wrapping option that you used for the object. In the Arrange group, click Wrap Text and then click Behind Text. Right-click the text box and then click Format Shape. Click Text Options, Text Box and then set the internal margin values to 0. Select the object and then click Cut in the Clipboard group on the Home tab or press Ctrl X. Click in the text box and then click Paste in the Clipboard group on the Home tab or press Ctrl V. Select the object and insert the caption. Including chapter numbers in captions. Including chapter numbers in captions. To include chapter numbers in captions, you must apply a unique heading style to chapter headings. For example, if you use the Heading 1 style for chapter headings, Do not use the heading 1 style for any other text in the document. Step 1. Apply numbering to the chapter headings in your document. Select the first chapter heading in your document. On the Home tab in the Paragraph group, click the arrow next to Multi-Level List. Click a chapter numbering list definition, that is, one that includes the text heading 1 or chapter 1. The chapter numbering list definition is applied to the heading styles in your document. To add the next numbered heading, click to select the heading and then click the heading style in the Quick Styles gallery. Include chapter numbers in Captions. Select the item that you want to add a caption to. On the References tab in the Captions group, click Insert Caption. In the label list, select the item for which you want Microsoft Office Word to insert a caption. Type any text that you want to appear after the label. Click Numbering. Select the Include Chapter Number checkbox. In the Chapter Starts with Style list, select the heading style that was applied to the chapter heading. In the Use Separator list, select a punctuation mark to separate the chapter number from the caption number. Updating caption numbers. Updating caption numbers. If you insert a new caption, Microsoft Word automatically updates the caption numbers. However, if you delete or move a caption, you must manually update the captions. Click anywhere in the document and press Ctrl A to select the entire document. Right-click and then click Update Field on the shortcut menu. Index. An index lists the terms and topics that are discussed in a document, along with the pages that they appear on. To create an index, you mark the index entries by providing the name of the main entry and the cross-reference in your document, and then you build the index. About index entries. You can create an index entry for an individual word, phrase or symbol for a topic that spans a range of pages. When you select text and mark it as an index entry, Microsoft Word adds a special XE, that is, index entry field that includes the marked main entry and any cross-reference information that you choose to include. After you mark all the index entries, you choose an index design and build the finished index. Word collects the index entries, sorts them alphabetically, references their page numbers, finds and removes duplicate entries from the same page, and displays the index in the document. Marking index entries and create an index. To create an index, you mark the entries, select a design, and then build the index. Marking index entries. To mark index entries, do one of the following. Mark words or phrases. Mark entries for text that spans a range of pages.